Imagine being trapped in a muddy, waterlogged trench, the stench of death and decay permeating every breath you take. Welcome to the life of a World War I trench soldier, a life marked not only by the constant threat of death, but by conditions so dire they seem drawn from a nightmare. The First World War, often idealized as a fight for freedom and against tyranny, had a harsh and brutal reality, especially for those on the front lines. Today, we dive into the sad life of a World War I trench soldier, aiming to understand their struggles, their fears, and the indomitable spirit that somehow, against all odds, often prevailed. Life in the trenches was a test of human endurance. Soldiers were forced to live in narrow, muddy ditches, with water sometimes up to their knees. These conditions were not only uncomfortable, but bred diseases like trench foot, a painful condition that could lead to gangrene and amputation. The invaders weren't just soldiers from an opposing army, but lice, rats, and fleas that plagued the trenches, spreading disease and adding to the soldiers' misery. Imagine constant bombardment, the sky lit up not with stars, but with artillery fire, the ground shaking beneath your feet. The psychological toll on trench soldiers was immense. Many suffered from shell shock, what we today recognize as PTSD, rendering them unable to fight or even to function as they had before. These mental scars often followed them home, assuming they survived, affecting their ability to reintegrate into civilian life. The sad life of a trench soldier was not just about enduring physical and psychological hardships. It was also about dealing with the constant presence of death. Soldiers witnessed the deaths of friends and comrades daily, and the task of retrieving bodies from no man's land was both dangerous and emotionally taxing. This ever-present specter of death led to a grim camaraderie among the soldiers, a brotherhood forged in the fires of shared suffering and loss. Amid the ugliness of war, there were moments of profound humanity that shone through the darkness. The Christmas truce of 1914, where soldiers from opposing sides laid down their arms to share in Christmas festivities, is a testament to the enduring human spirit. These moments, however fleeting, provided a glimmer of hope, a reminder of a world beyond the trenches. The sad life of a World War I trench soldier also offers a window into the broader societal impacts of the war. Families back home were torn apart by loss, communities devastated by the absence of young men who never returned. The war left deep social and economic scars that would take decades to heal, and in some ways, the world never fully recovered from the upheaval it caused. As we reflect on the sad life of a trench soldier, it's essential to recognize the bravery and resilience these men displayed. Living under such harrowing conditions, facing the likelihood of death every day, they still found ways to maintain their humanity, to support one another, and to fight for what they believed in. The legacy of these soldiers is not just one of sadness and suffering, but also of courage in the face of unimaginable adversity. By remembering their lives, their sacrifices, and their endurance, we pay homage to their memory and ensure that the horrors of trench warfare are never forgotten. The story of the Ww1 trench soldier is a powerful reminder of the cost of war and of the indomitable human spirit that even in the darkest of times can find light. Let us remember their sacrifice, not only as a tragic chapter in our history, but as a call to cherish the peace that came at such a high price.